been a hell of a Wednesday. Hump day. Is it hump day? Get over that.
How about wish it was hump.
He said, "Wish."
I wish.
Oh my God. There we go. Let's get the show going, buddy.
You're listening to the Hot Seed Podcast.
Seed.
Welcome all. I'm Shawn, along with my co-host Dave.
Yes, sir.
That completely messed me up. Earl may or may not be on us tonight. We had a lot going on today, guys. But anyway, you know what time it is, man. We're just dads with mics, gamers with headsets, and a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. And as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seed Podcast. Be sure to listen, like, rate, review, share, and most importantly, enjoy on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows. And go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel at the Hot Seed Podcast, where you can listen to the show, watch the show, get some merch, everything else in between. Subscribe, like it says. Subscribe, guys. Episode 150, man. Yeah. How you doing?
Listen, if y'all only knew what I just went through to book some airfare, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Need to get this stuff together.
Yeah.
I swear it's a crime.
Old ass systems they still be using, man. That's why stuff is all convoluted. It's all messed up. You know, there's still some airports out there that still don't offer 5G because their airports weren't ready.
I believe it.
So
as if they didn't know it was coming.
Bro, really. Which is bad because it depends on what provider you have. Like I'm on Comcast, Xfinity, something like that. They talking about 10G and stuff like that. I'm like, wait a minute. Some of these places
how you doing that?
I don't know.
They just over here lying.
Yeah.
Got 15G.
They just rolling shit out. They just rolling stuff out. I'm like,
it's like when they came out with the 4K, but none of the stuff was transmitting the 4K. So you're like, you got a TV for 4K, but it don't matter.
That shit was like that remember when the flat screens first came out and you had the plasma screen that was like 720 and you were like, yeah. Then it was like, yeah, we're broadcasting in 1080 or whatever it was. We were like, but what TV is that? Because we can't afford that TV, or they not. Yeah, I don't know, man. Technology.
At that time, TVs, the certain style of TVs were lasting for only a couple of years.
Yes.
Remember, they had plasma, but then they also had was it DLP or something like that? And that joint only lasted for like 2-3 years, really.
Start ghosting, you watching stuff, and all of a sudden you seeing your image you had from earlier. You'd be like, what are we watching on here before? And don't let it be one of them shows you should have been watching. You're like, is that a nipple? I see ghosting.
But hands down, still my most favorite that I've ever had, because that was the hey, we made it TV, is when everybody had the big Magnavox or the big Philips. Big box, big screen.
Yes.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had one in college. That joint came from Rent-A-Center. Yeah, that it was it. And then Rent-A-Center tried to come and get it. The fellas know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about turn off all them lights. Don't answer no door. They still outside. They just went down the street.
Yeah, the fact. I wonder how much money those places made, man, because they still do exist.
Rent-A-Center, yeah. You know they rent Jordans now.
Man, yeah, we talked about that several episodes ago, man, or last year rather. The fact that they get away with that shit, man, because you got to think about they're buying a product. Let's think about the TV, a product that if you add up that weekly payment, or if you were snazzy enough to get every 2 weeks, you're like, bro, you done bought 2 of those TVs and then some. But people were getting it all in the name of making sure they had the flyest living room situations, stuff like that. It was like, and it was more than what you needed. It's more than what you need. You had a couch.
Let me tell you something. This how all my fellas know that I'm not curving my words or anything. In college, when we moved off campus, I had a house probably about 15, 20 minutes from the campus, right?
Okay.
This was a 2-story house. I want to say 4 bedrooms, if I remember, 4-bedroom house. So it was legit.
First of all, the fact that she was in college and you had a 2-story house with 4 bedrooms lets us know.
Washer, dryer, everything in this joint, right? In a good area. It wasn't in no hood area. Good area.
I don't know what's happening.
And more than half that house was filled with rent-a-center.
Are you renting a house from Rent-A-Center too? Shit.
Bruh, if you would have came in my room, we made it. Like, I'm talking about the bedroom sets that had the pillars on the bed for the post and the matching
Oh my God. So,
had the matching dresser with the lamps that came with everything rented. So like I couldn't go out and get my own lamps, but no, I had to go with the ones that
God. Oh, they were loving you. Them goddamn refund checks was.
But dude, you're not paying attention in college.
You're not.
You're not. Because, you know, being an adult now, sitting back and looking back, you know how much money I paid for that furniture? Like, wow.
Oh, boy.
I don't even want to talk about no interest rates, bro.
That would you mad. That shit would have to be like 30% right there. It's
I couldn't even tell you. And don't miss a payment.
Lord. Shout out to Rent-A-Center, man, because we was down with that shit too. We had that shit too. I ain't gonna lie. So I ain't gonna. It's just funny that you had that shit in college though, which is just hilarious.
Oh man, pimping. It was right around the corner.
We go to Story Crib.
It's good/bad.
Episode 150, man. Lot happening. Busy week. But let's get right into it because there's so much stuff happening in the news cycle at
man.
Annoying. So let's get right into the first thing that we want to discuss because it's becoming annoying at this point. You know,
I like what you did there.
Yeah, we were excited about this. You know, back in the day, I used to watch stories and stuff like that.
Mr. Markham, what are you doing here?
And they were supposed to watching, you know, As the World Turns with my grandmother every day after school. And all the white people like the slow turnaround. This is what we've been watching for the WNBA. Stephen A, even with the ladies.
Yep. Pat McAfee.
Yeah. Everybody just. And you never watched the WNBA game more times than not.
As the world turns.
I'm mad you played it all the way out.
Because, man, like at this point now, let me take the graphic down for those who are watching on YouTube. For those listening, you can imagine what we're just playing just now with Caitlyn Clark. But yeah, so the question now has come up. A couple of weeks ago, we were debating if the whole WNBA was hating on her. Were the women jealous and should they ride the wave and everything else? And so then of course we have this year's Olympics coming up, and she was not selected for Team USA on the women's side, and now it's been a big debate now whether she's snubbed or not, why she should have been. What's your take on this, bro? Have you gotten tired of this shit yet?
There's a couple takes, but I see where they're going with the decision.
Right.
But it still doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
And this is the reason why. It's not to diminish anything that these women have been doing in the WNBA, because we discussed ad nauseum how great they've been playing, how these great stars have come in through the last 20 plus years. So it's not like the first star that they ever had, but this could be the first one that they could capitalize off of. I'm just talking business sense.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying that Caitlyn Clark is the end all be all or the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. We have no idea. But marketing wise, hello, she is the WNBA. people are showing up wherever the Indiana Fever play, and they're horrible as a team. Think about that. We had people selling out in Washington to go see the Mystics game the other day against them.
Right.
And nobody goes to the Mystics games. Think about that.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what we were saying before. Are there players that are better than Caitlyn Clark right now in the WNBA? Yes. That's an easy thing to say. Yes. But do you want to capitalize on these marketing dollars? Do you want everybody watching you during the Olympics the way we used to watch the women's soccer team when they played? And we knew all the stars and things like that, and people tuned in, and maybe you learned something new about somebody else you didn't know about. And then at the Olympics, guess what you did? You went back and watched them play in their women's league. That's the same thing that you can grab from the Olympic team. Mind you, and I know it's been brought up a lot, the Dream Team in 92, did they not have Christian Laettner on it?
They did. They did.
Was Christian Laettner better than the NBA players of the league that he was coming into? I don't think so. I think that's already proven. But he was on the team. Now, to me, Christian Laettner ain't nowhere to the all of what Caitlyn Clark is to the WNBA.
Yeah.
But they were trying to capitalize off of that. By the way, when they're talking about other stars being left off the team, that same team had Isaiah Thomas left off of it.
Yeah.
And we know why.
Yeah.
And I think they don't want to say this. I think that's more to do with what happened with Caitlyn Clark. If we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty. Not to expand too much on the fact of the whole thing with the Dream Team, but it's not a hidden secret of Michael Jordan definitely didn't want Isaiah Thomas on that team. So it's either me or him, and you see who they chose. I have a feeling that there's some people on that team, trust, that basically sat back and said, if this is what's happening, I don't want to be here because this person didn't earn that right yet. And that's their own privilege to be able to do so because they earn their right to be there. I'm just saying, as far as the women's league, specifically the WNBA is concerned, I think they missed out a lot on some money. And the whole time with Caitlyn Clark, what have we been talking about? This is your ticket. This is your ticket. You better capitalize off of it. So will it be awesome 4 years from now? Yes, because she's definitely going to be on it. But could they have capitalized right now? Yeah. I want money now. So what's your take?
It's two sides to it. Part of it she didn't to at one point she didn't, from a basketball sense,
right?
She didn't earn her way on the team because she's not better than,
that is correct,
none of the starting five. So I get that part. My pushback onto a lot of the stuff is it's weird because now the attention, whether it was is good or bad, the WNBA are getting the attention. Yes, it has been better the last few years. I'm not going to negate that, but they are full on in the spotlight now, and for the wrong reason too. Because really, we said it last week, ain't nobody covering none of the games. They're not talking to nothing. They're talking about her, and we kind of saw this with her coming out of the NCAA tournament. We were like, man, that's going to be a lot of pressure coming into the league. But you wanted the eyes on you. The eyes are there. Now, to be perfectly honest, to seeing the way that she getting bodied in the WNBA, she's going to get her ass bodied in the Olympic, in the Olympic fashion too. They was going to body her, and they ain't even from the U.S., but it's just because that's the way she hasn't been conditioned yet. She's going to need a full professional off season to get herself conditioned to play to the physicality of the WNBA. The marketing aspect is, to your point, Christian Laettner did win a national championship, so that one part she didn't. Right. But at the same time, she helped draw like record numbers in the last two national championship games. This past year and then last year, because it was LSU last year, right? And then this past year was South Carolina and Iowa, because it was back-to-back years, right? They were in the national championship, or was
I think the year before wasn't the Final Four or something. Yeah,
help pull those numbers in there. She's she is leading her team in scoring, but the Indiana Fever is not really good at all. She's leading their league in scoring 16 points a game, like 6 assists, but they're bad. So there's a couple of things, but the main thing from this is, was she snubbed? If you're talking from a standpoint of just marketing and the potential there, okay. From a basketball sense, nah, because I felt like, she didn't. I guess she didn't beat out anybody else up there per se,
right.
But what I do see is everybody's going to have their opinion on this at the end of the day, and those who are looking at this, they're seeing it for what it is. To your point, they are getting the most eyes and draw that they've ever gotten on this. We are saying it. I even know other people. I've heard some stuff from people. I'm like, no, you can't just let her. No, you're not gonna let her win. She'll have to play.
Right.
But I think the WNBA themselves aren't doing themselves justice by marketing this the right way, and they're not taking. And I don't know who their commissioner is, but he or she is not. I think it's a woman, and they're not really visible on this. And I don't think they know how to handle. From what I can tell, they don't know how to handle all this newness coming in. From what I can see, like it's there. Like, I don't know. They might want to call up Adam Silver and be like, hey, how can we navigate these marketing waters? Because even then, and I'd be looking for the games, I don't see the type of marketing even for the WNBA games outside of some of the commercials. And I watch regular TV. I know a lot of people watch streaming stuff. I watch regular TV, and I don't see the marketing hitting like that. Or I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's the same thing I said the other day on the XFL or the XFL thing. Outside of the beginning of the season, when Dwayne Rock Johnson was promoting the league, they did a shitty job promoting their 2 conference championship games. And I'm watching the game, and I saw more people at a high school game. I'm like, what happened to the marketing? So going back to the WNBA, what they've done is they've gotten a handful of people, ESPN specifically, Mr. Gumagay, I can't say their whole name. The other young woman, I forget her name. I forget everybody's name at this point. Andrea, those 2, and then you got
and her sister.
Yeah. She was snubbed, and she should have been up there. So I think the same thing happened to Candace Parker. But then again, they weren't really. I feel like they weren't really trying to turn the game. Here's the difference between the WNBA and NBA. The NBA, we are attracted to the NBA because it's a vertical game. We watch the players do things in the air that we could dream of doing, whether you're dunking, reverse layup, stuff like that. None of that stuff is happening in the WNBA. It's more of a, it's pretty much shooting layups and stuff like that. So there's no all excitement in our minds. So the draw in this case is Caitlyn Clark. She is the draw. Now, I think they should do a lot better with pulling everybody else in it as well, whether it's Angel Reese, whether it's old girl and
that's what I'm talking about.
Put all them in. Like, I haven't seen like a whole, hey, come see this year's rookie class. And maybe that's the problem.
They're not even rookies, bro. This is what I'm talking, and it's not to cut you off. But that's what I'm talking about. I've always said they've always had stars.
Yeah.
They've always had them. Rebecca Lobo and all of Cheryl Swoops. We go back to all them. Lisa Leslie. These are all people that we knew.
Right.
But they never capitalized on that stardom and promoted them enough that you want to see the games that they were playing in. Yeah. Think about how they're building up what's his name from Minnesota right now? Edwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now everybody's looking. Wasn't even paying attention to him before. Now everybody's gonna be looking for next year. Let's see how he capitalized on this whole Jordan talk.
Yeah.
Let's see what's gonna go on. It feeds to it. He's not even in the playoffs no more, but you're thinking about it because they built that storyline through talking about it and then covering games. The thing that they're missing right now is no one's covering the game. They're covering the topic.
The topic
And the
is
topic is Caitlyn Clark.
and to your point,
And
you
what's going on with her?
talked about the women's national team as far as soccer. Remember, we the whole damn country got behind them,
Bruh.
and they became so much so they got them equal, well, semi-equal pay or whatever you want to, how they doing it as far as the whole FIFA thing and everything else like that. That's the mark, if anything, that they are missing. Forget the snub stuff. The marketing aspect is, hey, why aren't you guys, even with this, they're defending the Caitlyn Clark situation. But even before that, were you pushing the women's national basketball team, Team USA? They won 7 goals. 7. They're going for 8. Like, you think 7? Like, I don't even know what the record is. Did they already beat the record? I don't know. But you're not even seeing. Yeah.
The Las Vegas Aces have won back-to-back championships.
Yeah.
With the best player in the world, Asia Wilson.
Yep.
And
they just lost 3 for the first time, I think, ever, like the other day.
But that's fine. But the thing is, like, where's the buildup of even that brand?
Yeah.
You have Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu.
Yep.
Who was killer in college.
Yep.
She's a killer shooter.
Yep.
On the same team in New York. I mean,
it's New York.
Let's build this up. That's where I'm saying you need to take those eyes that are now on the court with you and paint the picture. But we're only talking about whatever's going on with Caitlyn Clark and whatever happens to Caitlyn Clark. And then now how you're treating Angel Reese. Oh, let's pull back this foul. Let's add the foul, whatever it is. Yeah. And that's not going to carry you because you got to get those eyes on the court. You got to get those butts in the seat so that you can get more money in your pocket. Damn, I just made that up on the fly. Let's go.
Good job. Good job. and even with all that, for the money aspect, there's a long way for them to go. Like, so I don't even know at what point it's going to be good enough money-wise. Because here's the whole thing that comes for all of this, the money aspect, them getting more money goes to, or it's going to be talking point for like, well, now you guys don't have to go and play overseas. What's her name? Brittany Griner. I think she was paying what, $5 million? I think that's what it was, or something like that. You playing Russia?
Oh, to go overseas. Yeah.
$5 million. You know how far away they are from $5 million on a salary? Yeah. I think there is not even 2 handfuls, and this is literally 2 handfuls worth of players in the WNBA who even make $1 million.
Most of them will retire before they stack up that amount.
I think the majority of them make like 6 figures in the history of the league. So I don't know, man. Like I think they went in, and if she had earned I think one thing is I think it's going to be helpful, even though it's not going to be that for her. And this is the portion they might want to look at this. She played a whole college season, got out, drafted, and went right into a pro season. There was no drop off.
Yep.
And you can kind of see it some nights that you see her play too. Like she has not. It's just you're just playing ball, bro. She's just been playing. Final Four ended in what, April? March Madness, April. She got drafted, and the season started in May. And
there's no time management in WNBA? We don't do that? We don't do the Kawhi special? I see you doing playoffs.
Oh, my God. Get it together, man. Get it together. It's the Hot Seat Podcast with your boy, Shawn, Dave. And, of course, make sure you guys go to thehotseatpodcast.com. Visit us online. Get 20% off merch when you become a supporter of the show with the Hot Seat Podcast Plus, as well as exclusive content, which we do have some hot takes dropping off for you guys next week. So, again, the Hot Seat Podcast.com. Let's continue on the basketball front. So we're watching the finals. We're 2 games in. And I think we all went in and we picked the Mavs, I believe, to win this series.
With the asterisks of if Porzingis played, that we thought it would be different.
Yeah, so for
Because at the time we didn't know.
Yeah, so for timestamp guy, it's Wednesday, June 12th at 9:13. They are playing tonight, game 3 in Dallas, and Porzingis is not playing tonight. But here's the question, and the question that we didn't expect this to happen, but where the hell is Kyrie? And for all,
Where in the world is?
yeah, so those who are not watching on YouTube but you're listening, the nice little graphic of us showing the where's Waldo map, which says where's Kyrie. Kyrie has been a no-show this entire final so far. 17, he's averaging 17 points a game over two games, shooting 13 of 37. And the thing I see him doing is, like, for all of his wizardry and everything else, he's trying to shoot over these guys. And the one thing about the Celtics, they have some link. Pause. He's trying to shoot over all those guys, and between Derek White and then Porzingis and them, I'm like, bro, dribble around, especially Porzingis. When you got Porzingis out there trying to play defense on you, and he hurt, bro, make him move and dribble around him. And they have been giving Kyrie the blues. I know when I saw he's been out, he was on the court about 2 or 3 hours earlier before this game 3. But and Luka is doing his damnedest, but Luka out there looking like a damn.
He's hurt too, though.
Bruh, you see how he was wrapped up before game 2? He had a wrap on his.
Yeah, but he's getting shot in his body.
Yeah,
he's getting shots before the game to numb the pain.
Right,
in his midsection.
Right. Like
I think his ribs or something.
As an athlete, bruh, and I didn't play pro ball. I didn't play any high school ball or nothing like that. But I have played competitive team ball and I have played injured and stuff like that. But still, and then, but when you out there like doing your damn thing, in this case, Luka, and you looking at because it's not just Kyrie, but everybody else is playing like trash too. But Kyrie in particular, you like, bruh, and he's still dropping double 30 and 10, and no one else is stepping up to the plate. That has to be demoralizing, man. Like,
you can't tell me that Boston in general has not gotten into Kyrie's head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't just forget how to play.
You
cannot tell me that they haven't gotten into his head.
They are 13-0. The Celtics are when they play against Kyrie since he left Boston. He has not beat them. I saw a stat since he left Boston. So after that falling out there for a couple of years, he has not beat them. And they play, they were in the locker room with us, so they know how to get at him. But man, even the wide open shots though, look at the rest of the squad. They're not even hitting wide open threes that they're getting during the game, which is wild to me.
So right now, just an update.
Yeah,
they're in the second quarter, a little bit under 8 minutes left.
Right.
Kyrie has played 13 minutes. He does have 11 points on the board.
Right.
The thing that opens up my eyes, he has no assist though, and 1 rebound. So I'm just wondering how this game is going. I mean, now it looks like he has some points on the board. He's scoring, but I'm just like, something's just off with the team.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's coaching. We even said that Jason Kidd would be the better coach in this situation. Even the defense that we lauded the Mavericks having played, none of it looks right. Like they're playing a different game. I know this is a different team than Minnesota.
Yeah.
But the guys literally are missing wide open shots, bro. Everything ain't contested. Like
Let me ask you this, because I'm a big believer in matchups.
Right.
Do you think that this would have been better with Minnesota against Boston?
Yeah, I think so. I think because now you have Ant who's gonna check whoever he's gonna check. I think even as much as they bag on Cat and Gobert, they're tall, bro. That inside game is they're going to force them to play differently. And now Cat, the only person who's going to be able to check Cat, be perfectly honest, is a Porzingis type, which means you force him to move. Because he can shoot.
He would have to go outside. He would have to go perimeter.
Now looking at it, the better matchup would have probably been Minnesota. And then you have to think about, okay, is everybody going to step up to the plate in that case? But
now, hands down, I do believe it would have been a better matchup too.
yeah,
But with everybody being on the court, Boston is just loaded, bro.
they are, man. They are.
Spoke about this before. They are loaded.
Absolutely.
How do you have all-stars that are slept on like a Drew Holiday?
Yes.
You know, they just started talking about this piece today, but I said it when the trade happened. I said, bro, what are the Bucks doing? You can probably go back to one of those episodes because I said, while I love Dame Dollar, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Why would I give away somebody that's offense and defense to bring in offense?
Right.
That equation doesn't work to me.
Yeah.
And I know they were talking about like closing out the game. Yes, Dame could do it, but you got to get to the point of closing out the game.
Yeah, and it doesn't mix.
And when you had Drew Holiday and all them there, so just think about that. They let go, meaning the Bucks, let go of somebody that's a two-way player.
Yep.
And a leader.
Yep.
By himself.
Yep.
To bring in somebody that is a superstar, but he's an offensive threat.
Yeah.
So the defense is gone. To put him on a team that is already stacked. So you got Drew Holiday, you got Tatum, you got Brown, you got Porzingis, you got White, you got Al Horford that can come in and give you quality minutes for 15, 20, 25 minutes.
He's the person that Dallas does not have. Dallas does not have that seasoned veteran because they got two. They got one in Drew Holiday and Al Horford. But Al Horford is the heart and soul of that team. He's the guy that the old veteran, his game is still there. He's going to play his role. He's going to play hard. He keeps them, centered in that case. And if you look at Dallas, they don't have that player. They don't. Luka's going to get frustrated, which it looks like he is. He gets frustrated and he's just going to go balls to the wall and I be damned, whatever. But then that doesn't work because you can't outscore the entire Celtic squad. And then if Kyrie is not picking up with this, your guys aren't playing good defense. If
Kyrie's not there, the game's over.
Yeah, it's not.
That's why the focus has been on Kyrie.
Yep.
Because if Kyrie doesn't show up, I don't care what Luka does.
Yep.
The game is over.
Yep. Because
he cannot outscore them by himself.
Right.
And there's nobody else on that team that's a threat to put up what Kyrie would normally put up.
Right. And this happens so much. And this new brand of basketball is what's so infuriating to me. As great as Luka is, and I think I said it before, and we all agreed, he makes some of the most dumbest basketball plays sometimes. Like sometimes it's like doing like the shots you be taking, like it's not smart things doing basketball. I'm like, you settle for like stupid ass shots.
But I can agree on that, but it's one of those things that you just gotta suck it up because
I guess
he's just so great.
He is,
he almost brought them back last game by himself.
No, he did. He did. He has those
by himself.
I'm not. But then at the same time, you also got to look at those times when the momentum is on their side, and then Luka does something that kills that momentum, and then it's like a 5-point swing. You're like, God damn, guys. And then if you don't have your guy with you, like a Kyrie or the rest of your team, you're like, I just missed. Yeah.
So watch this and then get right back to your point. Yeah. I'm just gonna go down their point total right now.
Right
now we're at around the 6-minute mark in the second quarter. Luka, 13 points. Kyrie, 11 points. Now watch this. 3 points for Lively.
Yep, there you go.
2 points for Derrick Jones Jr. 2 points for Gafford.
What's the rebounds? The rebounds look like though.
Oh, and Exum has 2 rebounds.
Yeah. Who has a
highest rebounds? Jones Jr. with 4. Luka has 3.
Yeah, it's rap. Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Because if you ain't scoring, at least you playing defense or rebounding. But if you ain't doing nothing.
So by 1 rebound, Luka will be the highest scorer and the most rebounds. Think about that. So for what you just said, I'll take a whatever turnover and a stupid play when the guy he's it. Like
he's
all we got.
Yeah, he needs a number 2, man. Oh God, Jesus. I'm sorry. It's the Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Shawn and Dave. I had a perfect transition because he needs a number two. He needs a number two like these guys right here. Goddamn, Will Smith and Martin.
Oh shit.
They got each other's back. They got each other's back. And if you guys didn't know already, Bad Boys 4 is out, Ride or Die, and it is killing the box office. It damn near made back all the budget money that they put out already, and that's in the first weekend. So yeah, all that Will Smith talk right now. So I have not went and saw it yet. But it's gotten great reviews. But my guy, the storyteller, did. So without spoiler
free,
what you got, my friend?
So spoiler free, so you don't have to turn this off or anything like that, or wait to listen to it. So spoiler free. But I was one of those people. I'm a huge Bad Boys fan. I've liked every single one of them, some more than others. But going into this one, I got to be honest. While I knew I was going to go see it because I'm a huge fan,
right?
I wasn't excited because I thought we gotten to a point where I'm like, why are we continuing this?
Right.
Don't mess it up. Just let it be.
Yep.
How wrong I was. How wrong I was. It's an awesome movie. I went and saw it with my son. And when you could sit back with your young one and they're just as enthused as you are for a movie that honestly, whether he was with me or not, I was going to go see it. It was a good and well put together movie. Storyline fit. There's certain parts in there that are iconic, like my most favorite one, which is the first one. If you don't know, Bad Boys 1 is my most favorite because it was just so classic to me.
Right.
Some of the things that happened in Bad Boys 1, you just never seen before. Some of them shots when they both stand up on the street and you see both of them, one towering over the other. And that scene when Will Smith is running through the streets and running through the hotels and things like that. And he runs through the hair salon. You look like classic. And then even the jokes that Martin had in those joints, it was just so on point. Nothing compares to that for me, just because of how iconic it was.
Right.
So I got to separate some of the shots that were done in this last one, because that's what I had to tell Cam, because Cam was like, this was my most favorite one. And I said, I would think so would be to you, because you're focused on how it looks compared to the other ones. I told him it's like comparing some of the old Star Wars stuff to the most recent stuff. And you're like, man, why did they do this? They didn't have that technology.
It was 19.
But if you pay attention to the story, man, it was it. My only knock on this last Bad Boys one is something that I was scared of. Some of the extra jokes, especially from Martin, was reaching.
Gotcha.
And I was like, okay. Didn't make me sit back and go, oh, this is horrible. But I was like, okay, like you didn't need it. You didn't need it. And that was the difference, because like in the original Bad Boys, there was a lot of serious stuff that was going on. Even though he's the funny guy, there was a lot of serious scenes with him. One thing I will prepare you for, you go see this last Bad Boys, be prepared for two things. The cinematography is out of this world. Some of the shots that they did, I've never seen done in a movie ever. So this might be a premiere of these type of shots. And then secondly, there's a character in this movie that you will walk out and go, that was it. That was it. Drop the mic. So once you see the movie, we'll do a spoiler review, probably like a hot take or something on a couple movies that we went and saw, and we'll go from there.
Cool. I'm with you on the camera shots, because I don't know if you saw the behind the scenes shot when Will had the gun in hand. I was like, yo, that is
switching.
Crazy. He had the cameras attached to him.
And like a body cam.
Yeah, that shit is why. So I know just from looking at that, is you get a different take. So I love that. A lot of people's like, man, it's like there's like Will Smith is goated just because he's also producing the film and stuff. Like these guys, they've been doing it long enough to know, hey, this is how we want this to look. So that is dope. The technology that they're using that I did a couple of the scenes in there was like bananas. So I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see a summer, blockbuster film outside of our traditional, MCU films. We love our MCU films. I love my Batman films. But after a while, if I stay back and look, we ain't had nothing else to look forward.
Needed something else to draw us to the theater, and that was it.
Yeah, like for a while, remember we were getting together birthdays and everything else to go see all the big budget comic book films, but there was no other film that was really hitting like that.
And true.
Because for a while, it won't be like that again. But remember, Will Smith was Mr. Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Year after year after year after year.
And before we end this segment, because I know there's a lot of talk going on about the whole Will Smith thing, and should you go see the movie? Should you support a person like that? Let me just, no matter what you think of the situation, okay, we all agree that it was horrendous. It was a horrible situation that went on. But especially as us as a community, and I'm speaking in that sense, if we can't see the redemption of somebody and allow those people to come back in and make things right, who is? Right. I always said that we're the biggest ones to knock down each other. Now, yes, he has to pay for his actions of what he's done, but at the same time, if he's getting things right and getting things back on the mental track, and the only person, honestly, that he needs to apologize to is Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Everybody else like, Stephen A. talking about apologize to the culture. I don't need him to apologize to me. Was I disappointed? Yes. But why the hell do I need him to apologize to me?
Yeah.
So when we don't allow people to get better and do right, who are we? That whole cast the first stone type thing.
Yeah.
I guarantee I could reach into your life if I could see in and pick out some things like, ooh,
right,
maybe I shouldn't be following you.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't be putting those likes on IG and Facebook that you like because that's what you live by.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. The situation happened.
Yeah.
I'm not saying let that thing die out, but let that situation be in that moment and let that be between them.
Right.
If you don't want to go see the movie, that's fine. But don't sit up here and scorn this man to the sense of, man, we're not even protecting our own. So that's my take.
It's crazy, man, as you say that. And I was thinking about this the other day because I was reading that type of stuff. And in my old age of 44, I've come to, and this probably won't be popular amongst people. I've come to the conclusion that me personally, and it's based off of my own history, like I'm ass handling shit behind the scenes. Because the way I see it now is, if you embarrass me or do something that is harmful to me in public, me right now in this point of life, I'm gonna probably handle you in public. And what I mean by that is because we don't know how it would have went with those jokes. And not gonna stay on too long, but like if he had never said anything, like if Will Smith had never did what he did, but then people, in the space of media, they may have just took those jokes coming off of the red table talk shit, and he's already a crying meme as his wife was goddamn emasculating, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he would have to go back and behind the scenes, like, hey, man, I didn't like what you said, but yet you was completely like whatever disrespect or whatever you call it in the public out of all these people. It's kind of one of those things was like, shit, you did this in public, we're gonna deal with this right then. So you also set an example that if anybody else decides they want to go down this road, you can be dealt with as well. And that's just where I'm at now, because if you out in public, it's kind of like you got in public, and it's so trying, especially I talk about a lot, man, trying to live by certain attributes or attributes of the Buddhist religion, turn the other cheek. But bro, it's only for so many. Your mental is so many times gonna be like, bro, I can't turn this cheek for so many times because you know what I'm saying. So it's like everybody who's like, yeah, he shouldn't. Everybody who's horrified about it, shut up, because I'll tell you what, there's people that they were still supporting that did a lot worse shit. That was still,
and that's what I'm saying.
And he just got.
That's all I'm trying to express. I'm not saying you got to start even supporting them, but the whole let's do a whole media frenzy about it. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Just don't go see the movie, bro. But
right.
Yeah. I don't need all that.
Yeah. One of them just got his ass whooped in a battle, and he had some real questionable shit y'all ain't have no problem with, but that's neither here nor there. I ain't gonna need to go to a show transition, man. Let's talk about some other cool shit that happened, man. Something that I don't watch all the time. But this is one of those reasons why I think the internet was created. If you guys have not for our listeners and our viewers, and I do apologize to the brother if I'm not pronouncing his name right. I know it's first Kai. I don't know if it's Cenat or Cenat, whatever. But he had the Kai Cenat sleepover with Kevin Hart and Druski. I know who these guys are. I'm not a big follower of Druski. I've watched Kai because he's had some really dope stuff on there. But man, they had a sleepover, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was envious as shit. Like, I'm like, dog, me and the guys gotta do some shit like that. If that was not the most I've ever seen in my goddamn life of this hijinks and shenanigans. And I don't give a damn that Kevin Hart is the same age as us, and Kai's probably like 20 years his younger, and Druski is somewhere around there. That shit looked fun. That shit.
Kai's 22.
Yeah. So yeah, he literally could be Kevin Hart's son, because Kevin Hart is about the same age as me, and I'm 44. So man, you talking about some funny shit from and one thing is that we used to do when we was growing up, like you the first person to fall asleep on a sleepover, people gonna fuck with you. And the fact they came out and dumped the water on Kevin Hart, then got Kai back on that joint. Then they had like the dance. It was so much that was happening and was dope. Even though it didn't get the top 10 of all time streaming, but it broke his own record. He got 712,000 people watching this stream, bro, of them just acting the fuck up, bro. What's your take, man? Because I know you and your son watched it. I watched a lot of the clips of it. But what was your take, man?
So you know what? Maybe this is a theme for the show. Like, this was another one of those moments that I'm grateful for because I got to share with my son. Gotcha. And you can kind of look past that gap that we have as far as age-wise, but you'll miss out on some of the best moments in your child's life if you don't find a way to connect.
Right.
And between music, between movies and things like that, me and him, gaming, anything entertainment-wise, we link on. So while I'm bringing him in to watch older stuff that I grew up on and seeing his reaction to it, why not me sit back and watch something like Kai or watch like a Druski and things like that and understand what entertains them, or else I'm being ignorant to a sense. That doesn't mean I'm going out and buying some of this new music that's out. It's just, hey, let me hear what they're listening to and how they're responding. So I say that to say, I've been watching Kai, and if you don't know about him, I mean, this streamer YouTuber, he has things on lock. I was telling Shawn earlier offline, I said he gained my respect on how he treated the whole Yeezy situation. Just to cover it quickly.
Yeah.
Yeezy sat back and saw the followers that he was getting, so let me capitalize on that. Yep. So he sent them some clothing. So like I said, this is a YouTuber, and he sat back and he opened it up and he's trying it on and everything. And the pants were like 3 times, like not even close. I don't care if you put a belt on or nothing. It was like 3 times the size of what he would wear. So he has it on, and this thing is like out here. He's like, come on, Yeezy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. But he's not like dissing him. He's like, yo, I appreciate you sending me stuff, but come on. You see me. Who said this? Like, talk to whoever said this. He took it personal.
Yeah.
Yeezy took it personal to a sense, like, let's cause a whole drama-filled thing. And he responded back like, come on, man. Get over that.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So for someone that is at that level of stardom and know how to handle a situation from somebody that's even on a bigger level,
Right.
and you want to use them to build your brand off of, but you're still not afraid to go, look, all right, I ain't trying to go to this level, but at the same time, don't try to punk me on my show. Don't try to like that ain't it. That ain't it. I'm connecting with you the same way you trying to connect with me. So he
Yep.
gained my respect off of that. Druski wise, if you ever watch his show, especially when he has like the talent joint, he has the table in front of him, and he's liking some of them, not liking the others. If you saw what he did during the sleepover that he's talking about,
Oh my
and the
God.
guy's up there playing the piano joint, like the keyboard joint,
Yeah,
and he pulls the goddamn wires
Anybody try to-
right out the joint.
Oh my God.
Yo, it was so classic. And once again, none of this stuff is scripted. All these people visiting Kai's room and stuff, and I'm like, who lives here? Like, what is going? They slamming his doors. They fighting over here with taekwondo.
And then the whole
Yo.
Hart dancing in front of the camera while this is happening behind him, which is hilarious. Like
LeBron calls in saying, "Nigga."
Yeah, he's like, hey, he's like, what LeBron start saying, nigga? He's like, LeBron, that shit had me. Oh my God.
Yo.
That is why I created, man. And where you at? There he is. Hey, man, my man look naked. My man look naked.
Yeah, cut him down.
My man look naked. We got two over here now. It's insanity.
Yeah.
The cool thing about all this though, if I'm correct, and anybody, Kai and them, man, this thing started, they're streaming, but they're streaming their video game. They're gamers at the end of the day. They're gamers, stuff like that. So they're streaming stuff like that. That's the same thing with like RDC and whatnot, which is pretty dope. So that's just right up our alley, man. So yeah, man, it's the whole thing from that is it was something to keep you laughing, keep you smiling. It was nothing that was that type of stuff I like to see. There was nothing that you've seen out there that I felt like was toxic in
the energy was just on, feeding off each other.
There's a lot of shit that is broadcast, a lot of youth that they should not be watching. And this was one. Yeah, they even had me dying. So yeah, salute to those fellas, man. Salute to those guys. The Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Shawn and Dave, man. Let's look. We were talking about some gaming real quick. Let's get into some video game corner. You ready, Billy? You ready? Let's get into some video game corner, because that's what we do. All right, video game corner, man. So again, we're still leading up. Let's talk about something that happened this past week. We're Xbox players, and the Xbox game showcase came up, and it was a lot to unpack, man. From Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which I know you guys are ready for that. One I used to play quite a bit on PlayStation with Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, which we both played.
Yes.
All Sea of Thieves, my favorite simulator is a Flight Simulator 2024, which is great. I might just have to buy a whole goddamn simulator, and the wife is going to have to take it, whatever. Assassin's Creed Shadows, Doom, The Dark Ages, Gears of War, which is one of the OGs of Xbox, Indiana Jones, World of Warcraft, so much stuff that's happening, man. I'm excited to see where this thing is going. And of course, they also, they debuted a new Xbox Series X with 2 terabytes. We're
gonna need it.
Yeah, I mean, I've already have the Western Digital expansion cards on mine, so I'm already at that right now.
Yeah, I already got my expansion card. Yep.
Yeah. So what was the highlight for you for the Xbox showcase, man?
Black Ops 6 is not even a question.
Of course it is.
It's not even a question. I mean, it just seems like they're doing it right. If you sat back and watched, I think it's about 23 minutes long.
Yeah.
And the name of this joint is just hell, like Father Son or whatever the hell you want. But because once again, son and I sitting back, we're watching the whole breakdown of the Xbox showcase, and both of us are gasping at the Black Ops 6.
Yes.
And if you know anything about like Call of Duty, one of the things that we've been looking for is just the movements to be a little bit smoother, more lifelike.
Yeah.
And they took so much time out to the simple things like instead of movement like forward and back, it's the side to side, and to be able to jump to the side while you're shooting and have full control, or being chased by somebody and be able to jump back but turn at the same time and shoot like a movie shot. These are all things that you're gonna have full control in Black Ops 6. If you know anything about us, we're big time zombie players. You got the open world in this last one, which we had to get used to, but now we love. But now they're bringing back the round based zombies. If you know nothing about that, that's like the hordes of when you're sitting back and you complete that one wave, and then the next wave comes in, and then the next wave, more zombies. And that's an exciting breakdown with new maps and everything. I'm so excited for Black Ops 6 because it really looks like they finally created a game that they took the players and said, what do you want? And then let us take our time and put this together. Doesn't that sound smart?
Very much so. Very.
What's your take?
Very smart. I like what I saw, man. Just like the rollout of games. I feel like for a while.
Oh, by the way, Game Pass. So you know, Game Pass. Don't have to buy it.
The rollout of games for Xbox, I feel like had gotten stale a little bit. So I love seeing all the games coming out. Some classic games I love to play. The Assassin's Creed Shadows on there, which is something I've loved Assassin's Creed for quite some time. I just like to see, man, I thought for a while, like, we had kind of plateaued, and I'm like, man, there's nothing else that's really catching my attention, like, outside of our yearly sports games, but they are really going in, they are really pushing these systems to where it should be. Like the Xbox is a powerful piece of equipment, and I feel like it has been underutilized for several years, man, because I know it's expensive to make games. But as with everything, if you love creating games, create the games, man. We'll pay for the shit. I promise you. We will, if they could tell us right now that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be $99.99, bruh, we paying $99.99 as long as they do right by the game.
We paid over $100 for a golf game that we don't play.
Yes, we did. I paid $134 for 2 games, college football and Madden, only to find out that I can't export my goddamn college football class in Madden. So what does the fuck they tell me about Madden? Let's talk about Madden right now, since we're already we're in on anyway. They did release their Madden 25 cover athlete, one being in Christian McCaffrey. CMC, man. The first running back that has been on the cover of Madden since the 2020, since the Madden 25-year anniversary, that had Barry Sanders on it. And I was doing a deep dive. There hasn't been that many running backs on the cover of Madden, to be perfectly honest. So if you go back and you go into the Madden, history on it. So you go into Madden 23. Madden
screen just went out.
It did on there. So yeah, I figure I'm in another screen on mine there. So there we go.
Okay.
So you have to go all the way back after the Madden 25, then going down to, I think it was 2012, you had Peyton Hillis. Then before him was Sean Alexander. You have to go back a little further there with Marshall Faulk. And then you had Eddie George. Then, if you go back to like the 90s and earlier, all of that coverage was by all the covers was John Madden himself. It's been nothing but running backs, quarterbacks and receivers, everybody from Vic, of course. You've had Tom Brady up there. You had a dual cover that had Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes on it. Pat Mahomes by himself. You had Gronk up there. Of course, we had at one point, you had Ray Lewis on the cover. But yeah, man, there hasn't been too many running backs on the cover of Madden. And it's dope to see Christian McCaffrey, because he first of all, Christian McCaffrey has gotten running backs paid. I know there's a lot of people who like to hear that, pretty much since we were talking about Caitlyn Clark earlier, the fact that, she potentially go get some players paid. Christian McCaffrey got a lot of these running backs not paid, but he's now influenced that market back. Because remember, they had devalued.
But he's not a running back.
He's
That's
not.
why.
Yeah, and I guess actually the people who got paid ain't really running backs. But if you look at his stats, he is a running back though, because they run the shit out of him.
They do everything.
They do everything. That he got Saquon paid, to tell you that much.
Yeah. Yep.
So
no, that's true.
So it's dope.
They agreed.
But what's your take, man? Christian McCaffrey being on the cover. Now we all talk about that Madden jinx. So hopefully that ain't a prelude to him getting injured or something like that, because the San Francisco 49ers season will be over if that happens.
I think that's ended in the last couple of years, hasn't it?
I guess so.
But if you're supposed to put like the main player on there, that's one of the most talented, they picked the right person.
Yeah.
There's nobody in that category with them. There's people that you would think could be if they were on the field, like a Saquon and stuff like that. But even Saquon, man, like and this is not hate. I'm past all that. Christian McCaffrey's on a different level to me.
Completely.
Just to me. Than anyone. I don't put anybody in that lane that plays that position.
Completely.
Because like I said, he's Mr. Miscellaneous to me. The way that he can take a screen and just turn that into a 40-yard gain like it was nothing.
Bro.
Like it was nothing. The way that even though he's agile and runs outside and all that type of stuff, the way that he could hit the hole and just go as if he is like a Derrick Henry type.
Yes.
Like that's what I'm talking about. So if you're supposed to have that type of person on there for the cover to draw people, hey, they picked the right person.
Yep.
They picked the right person.
And, the Washington Commanders did get his brother, Luke McCaffrey. So I need you to live up to the hype of your brother, because, I'm just saying it's something that McCaffrey blood, bro.
That's a lot of talk.
It is. IT Podcast with your boy Shawn and Dave, episode 150, Fathers and Sons. That's the title of this, because that's where we've been. We just talking about it is all flowing together. It's all flowing together. I don't know if there's a father and son moment in regard to this next thing we're going to talk about, but it's going to be kind of depressing for those all. I don't have a graphic for this one, but even though we don't celebrate 4th of July like we used to for our own reasons, but one thing that we do look forward to on certain holidays, on Thanksgiving, we, prepare our meals, and then, what we can look forward to watching the Thanksgiving parade. On New Year's Eve, we watch, now they still coin it Dick Clark New Year's Eve there, even though it has Adam Seacrest and stuff like that. And on 4th of July, we watch
Ryan Seacrest.
And then on 4th of July, we shout out to Adam Seacrest, who he is. And on 4th of July, we watched the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, which for 16 years, damn near, 60-time champion Joey Chestnut was killing it out there, even though it was disgusting to watch, because I don't like my bread to be soggy, but they be eating the hot dogs, and they be dipping that shit be disgusting to me. But 16 times he won. It's competitive eating. But unfortunately, this year he will not be in the contest. Reason being, because they have a rival sponsor. In this case, pretty much he signed on with a vegan hot dog company, and
like an Impossible hot dog, whatever that is.
Right. And they were like, nah, you can't be up here no more. Apparently, Nathan's offered him some bread, and then Joey was like, nah, and he went with this vegan hot dog company. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then he's not going to be, in the competition. What's your take on this, man? Because, I guess your body don't really digest it differently.
Well, once again, he's one of the biggest draws to watch that contest, because it's normally him against one other that we're normally looking at.
Kobayashi, remember that guy, that Asian guy.
So I'm just learning, and I would have to do some background on it. And if this is true, talk about a power move. So Nathan wants to sit back and ban him because of his decisions he's made against, I guess, what they would call a rival, which really I don't think is.
Right.
But whatever they want to put out there, that's fine. You should have paid the man all these years if that was the case. You should have put that money in front of him.
Right.
But what I'm seeing, and like I said, I got to do some more research on it. Since he's been banned within the last 5 hours, they're saying that Netflix has put together something where it's going to be Chestnut against Kobayashi head on in a hot dog eating contest set by Netflix after his ban. So look out for that. And that sounds like something that would be true. Netflix is like, okay,
we'll take it.
So, and they're looking to do it. Oh, yeah, I'm reading up on it. And they're looking to hold that Labor Day.
Good job. Good job, good job, Nathan. You played yourself.
And it's called Chestnut versus Kobayashi, unfinished beef.
Oh my God.
Netflix.
They were, Netflix got that bread.
They're gonna have people watching that wasn't even watching the hot dog eating
it's fine. How many hot dogs could you eat if you had to be in a competition? 2?
How much time they get?
No matter time though. How many could you eat realistically? Consider
let's say within 30 minutes, how many you could eat? True. Oh, and you got to eat the bun. Oh. I don't think I can get to 10 in 30 minutes.
I'm gonna be realistic. I might be good for 3. I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh, I could easily do 3.
Yeah, now because this is why I'm gonna say that. Your mind telling you that, but that diaper might be like, oh, okay, you think it's a game?
That'll happen afterwards. Remember, that's gonna kick in like a day or 2 afterwards.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, man, because like the other day I was grilling. You drinking and grilling. If you allow me now, I'll say this because they use water. If you let me have some beers, I might be because you just going shit. We might break some records. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm not getting up there with them. No. I'm not getting up there with them.
Yeah,
but I could tell you if it was just straight hot dogs.
Right. Yeah, you got to keep.
If it was just straight hot dogs, I could easily do over 10.
That's what I would like. Like they have their ways of doing it, but it's different when you're eating a hot dog by itself and then you having to eat a hot dog in the bun. So like I want to see, give me something where hey, give me some hot dog. You got the hot dog up there in the bun. You got mustard, onions, whatever. Let's see how that goes. Let's see because that shit will fill you up fast. But shout out to those guys, man. Nathan's, I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all messing up when keeping it real goes wrong. I mean, my man he won it 16 times, bro. That's 16 tournaments.
Get over it. But now, if what I said is true, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I want.
He ain't gonna do that competition no more.
I want it gonna be vegan hot dogs because then if that's the case, if that's what he gonna do, I guess. I guess. Before we get out of here, man, let's. You want to do a real estate corner, a quick one since we haven't done one in a while.
I can do one real quick.
Let's go ahead. Oh, this is real estate corner without Dave. Can you hear me? Did you see it?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of went off.
Okay,
but either way, this is Dave's story of the Story Group, Exit Community Realty with Real Estate Corner. Just real quick, the breakdown of the real estate market is still kind of the same. Pricing is definitely up. If you haven't really paid attention to pricing of housing across the country in the last 5 years, and this may startle you, but in the last 5 years, housing prices have raised more than 40%. 40%. So that's huge. With that being said, interest rates haven't shot down yet. So you're still looking at a good 7% or higher. So why do I say this in the sense of if you're looking for basically to really push you to really deal with the right agent, a professional. because there's more inventory coming out there. And what that's letting us know is a lot of people that are looking to sell their houses and are staying on the market for longer because their housing prices are higher, while as far as the buyers, it's lower. Most likely these people are moving to areas that are a lot lower as far as the housing prices, so they can see and capitalize off of their profit. Or it's either that or they're being forced to move basically by their jobs and things like that.
Yeah.
Relocation. So either way, with those things being said, when you're dealing with more inventory coming in, but you're also dealing with not that many buyers, qualified buyers that are out there, it slowly but surely can change into a buyer's market, still in a market that's stalemate, meaning you have more options of what you're looking for, and you can ask for more at the time of negotiation as far as getting a house. So while interest rates are high, they know that, but they want to keep their housing prices high. So why don't you fight for the sense of closing costs help, where you can come to the table and sit back and say, hey, I don't want to bring nothing to the table then. You can keep your price of your house, but I don't want to come to the table with nothing. I want to walk in, sign papers, and walk away. So once I get that number, I'll send that number over to you. This is what it's going to be if you want to sell your house. Or else you're keeping it on the market for 2-3 months. And people don't want to do that because they're paying an extra mortgage payment. So people want to get this inventory off their hands, but they want to keep their prices high while interest rates are high. Have professionals with you representing you that know how to work these numbers around so that while the prices are high, you can still benefit with getting these things that you want. Or else you're going to sit back like everybody else, wait for the market to recover, whatever that means, and you're waiting for interest rates to go down. But guess what? It's not going to go down. The housing prices. And now you're dealing with more competition. So that price is actually going to go higher because everybody's going to be bidding on it. So if you can get in the game right now and you can comfortably qualify, and what I mean by that is, yeah, maybe you got to stretch a little bit more on things, but don't we do that all the time?
Yeah.
Don't you go into a dealership and you think that you're going to spend one thing, you walk out with a $200, $300 more payment, but you got that car that you really wanted? Well, why don't you do that on the biggest purchase of your life, something that you're capitalizing off of and you live in each and every day, and it's paying you back in equity? So that's my quick real estate corner. Just find somebody that's representing you the right way, and trust me, you can survive in this market.
My, how things have turned. Gotta love that inventory. Yeah. The Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Shawn, Dave. Earl was off tonight. You know, he took a day off. He had PTO or something like that, man. And of course, as always, make sure you guys follow the link in the show notes, man. For one, to get 20% off your merch when you become a supporter of the Hot Seat Podcast Plus, and free delivery on your first order over $35 with Instacart. Just let them know the Hot Seat Podcast sent you by clicking the link in the show notes. Before we get out of here, man, of course, this podcast wouldn't be what it is if we hadn't taken our Xbox Live conversation from those chats, which we still have, you know, all the time, and bring it over to the podcast space where we're giving you guys all of this dope content. So, of course, you can find me at Cenat2X on Xbox Live. I didn't talk about it on Video Game Corner, but I will say I am highly perturbed the fact that this new Arkham game is coming out on MetaQuest 3 and not coming out on the console. I hope it is trash, because if it's good, I'm gonna have to buy a goddamn MetaQuest 3. What the hell, guys? You're killing me. Like, I've seen the new trailer. It looks great, but the gameplay is all I'm about. And I feel like it's in first person. And I feel like if I put that on, I'm going to probably die and throw up from motion sickness. But it's a Batman game, so I'm willing to risk it all. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, I'm playing Xbox.
Well, it's the storyteller. Shout out to my man right here, because going into this weekend and coming out of this weekend, he will be a married man. So I'm very, very happy for him. Get ready for that toast. And next week, be out there in San Diego. Definitely going to check out Inside Out 2. I am excited about that movie coming out. So we will check that out.
Love it.
Other than that, I think that's about it. So yeah.
Yeah, salute to all the graduates, man. There's a lot of us out there watching it, or a lot of y'all out there watching your babies graduate, whether it's from high school or making a transition from middle school to high school. And in this day and age, just watching your kids just get from one grade to the next, how crazy things have been. So salute to all you guys, but specifically to all the high school graduates, class of 24. Dope. And just, and just on another point, it's their day, parents. It's their day. I know you stayed up some nights and helped them with that science project or that algebra homework or that project. But it is still their day. Meaning, make it less about you. We've seen a couple of videos where there's been some idiot parents out there has done some dumb shit. I've seen a couple of it's about them. They got through high school. Now the job isn't over though. For all those who thinking that is done, it's not done. You still now have to help guide them, whether in their next phase of their life, whether it's college, whether they're going to trade school, whether it's military, whatever it is. It doesn't end there. It isn't in there, and especially in the Black community. A lot of us thought, hey, once you graduate from high school, it's time to get a job. You still got to be a parent. You still got to guide them. You still have to give them good tips, knowledge that you hope that they will use along the way to ensure a better life for themselves. But it does not end by them walking across that stage. Just remember that. Remember that. Anything else you got, my man?
Nah, man. Wrap that shit up, B.
Wrap up, man. We won't have a show next week, but we'll be back in a week or so. But we will have some hot takes dropping. Go Nats. Y'all, I saw y'all won the other day. It's good times. It's the hot seat.
Seed.